5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk just a little bit more about this Cain Velasquez shooting. I did a video on this the other day, just sharing some of the details about who was involved in that shooting and the motive behind that shooting and all of those things. I've been thinking about this one a lot, man, because I really feel for, Cain Velasquez. The media is protecting who this victim of this molestation was, but my strong guess is that it is probably Cain's own daughter. Now, I know that he has children. I think he has a daughter, maybe 9, 10, or 11, somewhere around in there. I'm not sure 100% how old. And so I'm not going to talk much about that. But just to recap for any of you who don't know what happened, supposedly a 43-year-old Harry Galarte, who worked at this family home daycare, that we're going to refer to her as Cain's close relative, okay? Because we don't know for sure who it was. We can only assume by Cain's reaction and in shooting someone, especially with him not being a violent individual. So this close relative was molested at this daycare, and she reported this to, I guess, Cain and his family. So they went to the police about this. They brought the individual in, and he was charged. Guys, for whatever reason, the judge and the California legal system decided to release this individual on a supervised, like temporary, probationary sort of period. And when I first saw the details, I had just seen these new details that came out, and I really hadn't had time to process everything. Now, listen, I don't have a daughter. I have a son, but I would not only take a bullet for my son, I would give a bullet for my son. And, he, other than my wife, is the only person in this world that I could say I would literally fight to the death for. You just automatically have that, innate feeling of insurmountable love for your child. And only assuming that Cain shares this insurmountable love for his daughter, this creep who you paid and trusted to watch and take care of your daughter, violates her and molests her. And listen, this legal system, this courtroom, this judge, you know that the victim's daughter is Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez, guys, the ex UFC heavyweight champion, Cain freaking Velasquez, and you say, "Oh, he's fine. He's no harm to anyone. Let him out." You idiot. You idiot. Whoever this judge is, whoever this courtroom is an idiot. I cannot I cannot overstate how much of an idiot move that was. And the judge knows that Cain freaking Velasquez is the father, and he somehow thinks it's a good idea to let this guy out of jail. He should have kept him in jail for that guy's for that guy's protection. And in my mind, it is the judge's fault that this is happening. It's the judge's fault that Cain Velasquez lost his shit and went after this individual with his weapon. Cain Velasquez never went after anyone with a weapon other than his fist inside the octagon. This guy was a college wrestler. I think he might even have wrestled for the Olympics. That, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure about that. But this guy is a class act, a competitor, and he lost his shit. And I can only imagine the conversation when somebody tells you, "Hey, he's out." They let him out. And Cain's face Oh, he's out. So they let him out of jail. This guy who molested, touched, violated my baby, they let him out of jail. This was such a dumb move, and it's unfortunate for Cain because he took the law into his own hands. Listen, you can't condone that. It's unfortunate because he ended up not even. It's just goes to show how out of his head with probably emotion and anger when he did this, because there were two other individuals of Harry Galarte's, his relatives. Yeah, I think like his mom and at least his stepdad or somebody. There were two other relatives of his in the car, and Kane, he didn't even shoot the offender. He hit one of the relatives, so he probably wasn't even sure who was driving. There's video out there of him chasing this vehicle in his truck for, I think, something like 11 miles. He chased him, and then finally he rammed into the vehicle and began shooting into the vehicle. I mean, he was just in a fit of rage, but you can't blame him. And this would have never happened if these idiots, idiots in the legal system up in California hadn't chosen to let this guy out of jail. I just cannot overstate what a horrible move this was. And, the individual who was shot, I think, was the stepdad of the offender. He's going to be okay. It was non-life threatening. The bullet that hit him was in the arm. Thank God, because with this and the stupid thing that the California government and law and legal system has done with letting this guy out of jail was absolutely just appalling. Appalling that they did this. The more I think about it, and the, it, oh, guys, Cain Velasquez literally. I see why everyone's protesting in the street, free Cain, free Cain, free Cain. I see why everyone's doing that, and they should really take a look at this. And it's almost like Cain was set up, like they wanted him to react. Was what did you expect? What did you expect him to do? And that's where we're at. I'm about to go into work in the morning, so I need to pipe down a little bit before I go in there. So that's what I had to say. I appreciate you guys listening, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this. This is not a happy topic or a happy video, but I just kind of wanted to get this out there. All right. Love you guys.